Only a few precious days remain between now and Election Day. Vice President Harris sets her sights on keeping Pennsylvania blue, while former President Trump holds arguably the most consequential rally ever right in the heart of New York City. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tanya Rivero.
And I'm Joe Torres. We are just 9 days from Election Day, and millions of voters have already cast their ballot.
Today, Vice President Harris made several stops in the critical battleground state of Pennsylvania, making a final push to sway voters in the Commonwealth.
For former President Trump, a homecoming of sorts, he filled Madison Square Garden for a rally which featured some of his most influential supporters.
The rally lasted hours, but fans lined up hours before anyone took the stage. Groups of anti-Trump protesters gathered outside of MSG as well, and it all went off without a hitch because of an increased police presence. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Dan Krauth.
It was a homecoming for the former president, returning to the city where he first made a name for himself. A rally at Madison Square Garden, where supporters filled the 19,000-seat arena.
Kamala, you're fired. Get out, get out.
Speaking in a deep blue state, where a recent poll shows Vice President Kamala Harris with a significant lead ahead of him in New York. But his campaign advisor says Mr. Trump came to the iconic arena to give his closing argument to the entire country.
I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals coming into our country, and I will bring back the American dream.
The former president spoke repeatedly about improving the economy, providing tax cuts and credits, and about immigration.
On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
He spoke for more than an hour, only after dozens of his supporters took the stage first. From former Mayor Rudy Giuliani.
Here he is, fighting 24 hours a day.
To some of the former president's family members.
The King of New York is back.
To supporter Elon Musk.
Vote early. This is important.
While Mr. Trump rallied in New York, Vice President Kamala Harris spent the day in the critical swing state of Pennsylvania.
We know this is going to be a tight race until the very end.
She made numerous campaign stops and spoke about the differences between her and her opponent.
We are focused on the needs of the American people, as opposed to a Donald Trump who spends full time looking in the mirror, focused on himself.
As for whose word will have the most impact on Election Day,
Thank you, New York.
we have a little more than a week to find out. The arena wasn't just home for the rally, but also a high-end fundraiser, where donors were giving anywhere between $5,000 to more than $900,000 to get behind-the-scenes access to the former president and his running mate. Reporting at Madison Square Garden, Dan Krauth, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.